Okay, I know I said that I wasn't gonna record this week, but I'm gonna record this week. Um, Essentially, it's just because if I'm gonna be teaching and instructing and doing the assignments, I at the very least want to have some sort of recording documentation of like how I think these activities planned out. That way, next year, I can rewatch this and be like, okay, this activity worked, this one didn't, this is what I did, this is where I placed things. Because trying to remember all of your lessons from like last year or even 2 years ago, it's a lot. So anyways, hey, my name is Jose. I'm a third grade teacher here in Illinois. I'm about to put my ID and the security fob on a new pouch because the one I have right now is broken, and I got a new one from the front office. I'm also about to do a mini teacher haul. I went to Walmart yesterday to get an oil change, and while I was there, I went shopping and I bought just two things for the classroom. Um, First one is, you can actually kind of see it in the corner right here, is little, not little, small bins. I have a couple of the plastic ones here. So small bins, I have a couple of the ones that I already have are broken or on the verge of breaking. So I'm gonna switch them out, and then I also plan on using these to store the community materials. And then here, I also bought Candyland. I had Candyland my first year, and then sometime last year, some of the pieces started disappearing. So I bought a new one, and hopefully it lasts. Okay, so it is morning, obviously, and I just got to school a little bit ago. And normally, like I've mentioned before, I would get here around like 8:15 at 8:25, so I really wouldn't have enough time to really do anything because my PLC starts at 8:25. Um, but right now it is closer to 7:50. Um, so I do have a bit of extra time. Normally, if I do have extra time, all I do is a bit of cleanup behind here. I also update the calendar and the schedule. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and do that right now. So this is my schedule for today. They have breakfast, and I'll do attendance during this time. Then we have a very quick, like 1 minute morning meeting. Second step is the SEL lesson that we start today. Today we are picking up Chromebooks, so I have that scheduled after second step. Our special is art. Um, this is going to be read to self stamina practice. This is going to be lunch and recess. Students will be writing during this time, but I'm also going to be FMPing, meaning like benchmarking their reading level. They're going to have their pre-test for Unit 1 and then switch classroom. So essentially, my afternoon class will also do this. So I did make new schedule cards that I have to print out and laminate and cut and everything. And once I have that done, I'll go ahead and put it. And then actually back here, so this right here is my stamina chart. Since I have two classes, that's why there's two like circles, an inner circle and an outside circle. But it's basically a show how much students are able to read on their own. So my morning class had been able to read 9 minutes on their own and uninterrupted. My afternoon class, I still have to update it, but they went up to 7 minutes by themselves. So this is a way that they can see how much they're able to do on their own as a class. And the goal is to get to 15 because their read to self center is 15 minutes long. Okay, so these are my new schedule cards. I just gotta cut them out, put magnets in the back, and then I can put them on the board. Alright, so currently it is my planning time. Did the second step lesson, it went really well. It's on changing your mindset and everything, which is good because on Friday I did the activity with, where is it, right here, with this thing. And it stays better when it's like hard stock construction paper. And then I did the stamina practice as well for a little bit. They got to 8 minutes 53 seconds, and then picked up our computers. And yeah, so right now they're in specials. What do I have right now? I have a list of things. Mainly it's printing things out to make sure I'm ready for the week. That way during my planning time tomorrow and Wednesday, instead of focusing on printing stuff, I can grade their pre-tests, because that I'm giving out today. Also, I just put in a maintenance ticket for, or not a maintenance, a tech ticket, because when I was putting the video on for the second step lesson, the projector was like staticky when the audio was on, and that was happening last year too. So I finally put the ticket in. Hopefully that gets fixed soon, because I don't want to go through another year where like the audio starts getting staticky. So I'm just showing you guys really quickly. I actually have like a to-do list on my planning thing. So right now I gotta print the pre-assessments, then I gotta print out the sort worksheet for silent H, print out Foursquare worksheet, print out the bilingual poem that we'll be reading later on, and then also make a list of students needing to be benchmarked with FMP, which this actually did during my PLC, so I don't have to do that. But I gotta print all these out. Then I have to cut this out so I can get them ready for the board. And then what else? So that's pretty much it there. And then I just have to create some stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna show you everything I just printed out. So this is our pre-test. So we got the passage, we've got the questions. So that's that. I also have this Foursquare for vocabulary, where you write the word, definition you're going to use in a sentence. If you're able to draw it, and then if it has a synonym, or an antonym, that goes here. So that we will be doing this week. This is going to be a really quick mini lesson for H in Spanish when it's silent or when it makes a noise. So it'll show that in English it makes a noise, or sometimes it'll be silent, but in Spanish H is always silent. So that's that. And then last thing that I printed out was this poem. Since this unit I'm doing poems, this is a poem written by Alma Florada, which is about being bilingual. So all these papers I will normally have filed and organized in this file thing that I have behind me, but there's a couple papers in there that I still had to work through. So I'm gonna organize that and then put these in there, organized and everything, and then show you how it looks. And then I also have some student papers to put away, so I'll be doing that. I'm not going to show you that because obviously it has student information and all that. And then other than that, I think I'm just get my FMP benchmarking ready. There's just 1 or 2 kids that I have to benchmark in Spanish with FMP, and then all the rest, like everybody, I have to FMP in English because they weren't benchmarked in K-2. They were only benchmarked in Spanish, and then I got to do their English because my co-teacher will do small groups in English and she doesn't have any of that data. Okay, so this is the file thing that I was talking about earlier. I did remove the stuff that was up here, and then here you can see this pulls out. Basically what I do is I clip the papers, and then I just put whether it's pod A, which would be my morning class, pod B is my afternoon class, and then I have them facing different ways. That way it's just easier for me to know when I'm storing the papers. So right now I have Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday down here. What I'm gonna do now is I have 3 new students joining my afternoon class, so I'm gonna make 3 more of these to put them in the area over there. Alright, so I just put this up. You can ignore the middle section. This is going to be blurred out, but essentially these little cards have magnets, and then my co-teacher comes and she moves what they need here so they know what they need to take to the other class. Hey, what's up? School is now over, so Monday is finished. I think I'm just gonna have to add some parents into Dojo. So hold on, let me go back. I didn't even explain what I was gonna explain. I got new students. My afternoon class, there were 3 added new students. Now it's 4. So the class was at 12. Now it's at 16, which is fine. It's manageable. It's doable. I've done it with more. My morning class was at 13. I have 1 new student coming on Wednesday for my morning class, so that class is now going to be at 14. So it's 14 and 16. Pretty good sizes. And then I just finished adding the students to Class Dojo. Now I just gotta add the parent. Okay, so I'm adding parents right now. So I'm gonna just talk while I do this. Probably not the smartest thing to do because the numbers are probably gonna get mixed up. They won't, I'll be sure of it, but I'm gonna talk right now. But basically, I was just gonna talk about how the day went with activities. One of the activities, well, the only activity that I realistically did was the mini lesson. It's a bridging lesson for phonics, and it was specifically for the letter H, where kids learned that they, here it is. They learned that H makes a sound, or let me go back. H can make a sound or is silent in English, but in Spanish it is only silent. So we were doing a sorting activity where they were able to learn that. They cut up the little words, they glued them on the charts, and then that was pretty much it. It was only 10 minutes, and realistically, I felt very rushed, which sucks, having that feeling, because the rest of my lessons this week are broken down to like 10-minute lessons, because teaching dual language, there's a big emphasis on language learning. So I got to make sure that I'm doing speaking and oracy, I'm doing reading, I'm doing writing, I'm doing like listening and whatnot, and then I'm also obviously doing like the content. But the schedule that I have right now is not the best in terms of I only have 45 minutes for my whole content. That's it, you know, because then the rest of my day is quite literally just small groups, and trying to fit all the content and language practicing and all that just in those 45 minutes, including like phonics and grammar lessons in there as well. It's not the ideal situation. So hopefully these 10-minute lessons, sometimes 15-minute lessons, but hopefully these 10 to 15-minute lessons go very well, because hold on, let me check I got this right. Dun 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 dun. Okay, invite. Yes, an invitation. Okay, so hopefully the lessons go well. Overall, I had a good day. It's really hot outside. Like temperature I think is at 90, but it feels a lot more than 90 because of the humidity. And we had indoor recess. Tomorrow I think we also have indoor recess. They sent out an email, I have to go read it, but I think indoor recess again, which is fine. I got AC in my room, it's nice and chilly, which I love. And then tomorrow I got, I think, the things that I need to get printed out so today I did the pretest for Unit 1, and guys, when I tell you, that the kids looked at me like I was crazy for giving them the test. But anyways, that's done. Got it graded. Shouldn't take me long. I started benchmarking the kids as well, so that's going well. And then did some more stamina practice for reading. What else did I do? I think that was pretty much it. Because again, my day is split between those two classes, so I redo stuff. You know, I teach the same lessons, so when I say that I only did this, this, and this, it's because I did it with my morning class and then I did it with the afternoon class. So there's that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna invite the last parent that I have. Oh yeah, I just gotta send one more invitation to add to Dojo. Then that's it. Then I'm gonna go home. That is pretty much it. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll show you what I do tomorrow. And yeah, and guys, look, my class, they won a Big Bear. It's basically when the whole class does really well. It's quite amazing. And I'm not surprised because I have cotton jars where the kids will get a cotton ball every time they do well, like whole class. And both of them, like both jars, are like, at the very least, 1/3 of the way already filled. So I have a good group. So I think I'm gonna end Monday here. See you tomorrow. Hey, what's up? Good morning. It is Tuesday. It is a little over 8. It's like 8:05. So more of a normal time of me getting here. This will be really quickly. I didn't print, but my assistant admin printed the cognates. That I'll get laminated, cut, and then put up. Alright, so we just finished, well, not finished, but my kids are in specials. Earlier they were doing their iReady reading assessments. Some of them finished, some of them still have to go, so when they come back from specials, we're going to keep doing that. Right now I'm going to show you the anchor chart that I was making. So I have this anchor chart. I kind of messed up on the S, so I colored it in, but I don't necessarily want to color the rest. So I'm trying to decide if I can live with this being colored and the rest not. I think I can. If I do verbo and adjetivo, like with the V and the A colored in and the rest not, I think I could live with that. But basically, sustantivo is a noun, so you're gonna have your person, place, thing, then examples. I'm gonna laminate this so I can have it for next year and the year after that. But yeah. Hey, good morning. It is Wednesday, so I got updates. It's Wednesday morning, my brain's a little still half asleep, so if I'm not making sense on something, that is the reason why. Ooh, there was an accident over there. Okay, let me go the other way. So I'm just backing out of my driveway right now, and normally I would drive that in that direction, but right now I'm driving south because there was an accident over there. Alright, what was I gonna say? So yesterday, a lot happened, and I didn't record an update at the end of the school day because here, I turned off there. I didn't do an update at the end because it was very chaotic in the sense that there was just a lot happening in the school. And for me, what was chaotic for me was more so that I only have a 45-minute time frame to get all the content that I have to teach in any grammar, any vocabulary, whole group lessons, mini lessons, everything in there. 45 minutes, that is it, because the rest of my time is small groups. So yesterday was my first day trying out like 10-minute lessons. That way I can do like 4 concepts in one go. So my first 10 minutes was filling out the 4-square vocabulary thing that I kind of want to do every day. So yesterday's word was author, right? Want to make sure right off the bat we all know what the word author means. So we did that. We did the definition, we used it in a word, and we drew a picture. Author, right? So that was the first 10 minutes. Next 10 minutes, I showed them a poem, and their task was to look at the poem. They didn't have to read it, but just look at it and try to notice some things. Notice how it's structured. Notice like just what they see in front of them. And then they had to then talk with the partner. I had sentence stems, like for AB partners and everything. So that was our oracy practice. They were talking about what they noticed with their partner. That took forever. That was the first time we did it as a class together, so understandable, but it was some work. Next 10 minutes was actually, I think the next one was 15 minutes, but it was basically identifying the different structures in the poem. So I talked about how the poem has the title, the poem has an author, the poem is written in lines, and those lines are called verses in Spanish, versos. The groups of verses, versos, are called estrofas, or in English, stanzas. So it taught that, make sure we were repeating a lot of the words, repeating a lot of the definitions. That way, the light is like just all on me right now. But that way they are learning, right? All right, so it is planning time. Kids are in music right now. I have got to show you something. So the last lesson that I did yesterday was the sustantivos, which is the nouns. And you know how yesterday I was like going back and forth between keeping the anchor chart that I made or making a new one? I'm gonna have to make a new one. So this is life's way of telling me that I have to make a new one, because when it was getting laminated, the sticky part stuck and it ended up ripping this, and yeah, so I'll make a new one. I'll still keep this one for this year, but I'll make a new one for next year. So this is my lesson plan for the day. I ended up changing how to print it out because yesterday it was just all like monotoned, all in black, and even though like it's still readable, this to me helps me see like the different lessons popping out because of the descriptions. I'm still trying to decide if this is the way that I want to do it, like just printing off the schedule from Google Calendar. I don't know, but we'll see. This is gonna at least help me. I'm also in the process of making slides on Canva, and that should help me with the transitions between the lessons, because having to do like multiple 10-minute, 15-minute, most would be 20-minute lessons back to back. It's gonna be difficult to do the transitions. Yesterday was day one, and I was like, okay, the transition between the lessons needs to be tighter, because the time management portion I'll be fine with. Like, I have my phone next to the paper, so I just quickly like tap the phone and see what time it is, and then I can see if I'm still in the time frame or if I have to move on to something else. I also have the clock that I look at all the time. So time management, I don't need help with that. It's gonna be more so transitioning and making sure that the lesson fits within that time frame that I'm giving myself. But today I only have 3 lessons during my SLA time. I've got the 4 square activity again. Today we're gonna be defining the word poema, which is poem, and then afterwards we're gonna read the poem that they looked at yesterday, but we're gonna actually read it. Talk about how poems make you feel certain things, or have like vivid language that make you like see things. So I'll do like an oracy think pair share of like, why do you think, oh, because one of the lines is kind of like figurative. So like that line, like what does it mean to you? So there's that, and then they'll go ahead and write it. So they'll speak it and then they'll write it. And then the last lesson would be another noun practice, but this time it's going to be proper noun versus common noun. And then that's it. That'll be the 45 minutes. And then what I'm doing for the rest of the day. So like right now, this morning, they're doing iReady math testing. Okay, so school day has just finished. Still Wednesday. Most of the kids have finished their iReady math and reading diagnostic. I still have 2 kids that need to finish their iReady reading diagnostic. I have 1 that needs to finish their math, but everybody else is finished. So that I'll look at the data tomorrow morning, next week, something like that. And then I got to benchmark more kids. Today what we did was the 4-square vocab thingy, and we did the word poem. We read the bilingual poem today because yesterday we didn't read it, so we read it today. We talked about the feeling that they get, because poems are supposed to express feelings and thoughts. And then we did another lesson on nouns. So this was common and proper nouns, and that's pretty much it, other than testing. And then we also practiced our dictado on like how to do it. And then this year they got to do it on their own because I don't have time to do it as a whole class anymore. So they're going to be doing it on their own. Today we did practice as a whole class to make sure everybody knew how to do it, but moving forward they're going to be doing it on their own. Then that's pretty much it. What I need to create right now, it's 4:38. I've been like cleaning some stuff and whatnot, but I still need to create my classroom expectations chart. I need to do some reorganizing back here because I keep having papers left and right. I'm printing out my lesson plans for Thursday and Friday, and I need to create the slides. I created some slides today on Canva, and I like how they look, and they did help with the lesson transitions. I just don't know if I like it enough to have one every day, or like, so here's the thing. So these are my slides. I would start the morning with a slide that looks like this. It tells us the date, what they're working on when they get in, what they will need for their first lesson. Then it goes, so today we had practice with the dictado, which was 20 minutes. What they need was right here. They had time to write in their handwriting notebook. So that was that, and it was 30 minutes because I was benchmarking. This is the 4-square for the vocabulary. So instead of projecting it on the camera, I took a picture, uploaded it here, and then just presented this with a slide. Same thing with the poem. Instead of projecting it and wasting time trying to switch back and forth, I just already have it here. And then we have our A-B oracy practice right here. And then this was the practice for the nouns. So we had common nouns, proper nouns. And then what I don't necessarily like is that then moving forward, this would be tomorrow, right? 29 would be tomorrow. I don't like that it's an ongoing thing. Like, if it's just like today, like it would end right here after slide 7, I'd be fine with that, right? But then part of me doesn't really want to create the slides every day. And then I feel like if I erase and like redo the slides daily, I wouldn't like that either, because then it's like, if I'm gonna do the slides, I want to have them for next year, right? Because in theory I would be doing the same activities, but I don't know, I'm stuck. So we'll see what I ended up doing, but that's what I did today. I did like it when I had it. It's more so the creating part of it. Good morning. Woke up at 5:20. No, 5:20. I woke up at 2:30 or 2:45. Have been awake ever since, so I'm very sleepy. I got more testing today, and then 5 like mini lessons to do back to back, and then my classes switch, and then I got to do the 5 mini lessons again back to back, so 10 mini lessons in a row back to back. But yeah, that's my update. We'll see how it goes. Hey, what's up? Just got home. So it's Thursday afternoon, evening. Today went well. I'm still pretty tired, but I'm less tired now than I was in the morning. I think it was hitting me more in the morning because I was trying to fall asleep, like between the 4 to 5 a.m. range, and it just wasn't happening, and my body started to fall asleep at the 6 o'clock range, but that's also when my alarm went off, so it wasn't a good time. But things went well. Lessons went well today. I did show a quick video of the anchor charts that I put up today. So one of them is just sustantivos, which in English are nouns, and the examples that were on there were examples that the kids had given me throughout the week, both my morning and afternoon class. And then my long anchor chart I made this morning, and that has 3 rows. Each row is going to be a different part of speech. So that first one is for nouns, the second one is going to be for verbs, the last one is going to be for adjectives. And this anchor chart was made as the bridging lesson to make sure that, all right, so we understand what sustantivos are. Now we got to make sure that we know what the English terminology is. So knowing that sustantivos are nouns, so when they are in their English class and the term noun comes up, they know to bridge that information. Oh, it's going to be a person, it's going to be a place, whatever. So I did that. Did some more benchmarking for reading levels. Did the I Ready Spanish test today. The vocab word of the day was illustration, which was actually hard for them to define when I first asked them what it was. They didn't know, so that was a good one to define. And yeah, I'ma go get some rest and then be back for tomorrow, which is Friday, last day of the week. Hey, welcome to Week in the Life. It is now Friday, so it's the last day of the week. It is raining, so I don't know if we're gonna end up having recess or not, but it's only supposed to rain up until I think 9, so maybe we will. We're also supposed to have our evacuation drill slash fire drill as well. Like, we're trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So we'll see if that happens. But time to drive to school. So the plan for today, we have our last set of online testing. We have done our 3 I Ready tests. Now we just have to do fast bridge, and then that would be it. And then there's cars. I do still need to do some more benchmarking. Alright, I'll put you guys down here because they kept falling over there. But essentially, this week we're doing benchmarking. Continue to do that. I don't know how much I'm actually going to be able to do because today I do have my library block. And then I'm going to do our last online test, which would be fast bridge reading with both groups. And then we have on Friday at the afternoon. So we'll see if we actually benchmark any reading levels today. I do have, I think, just 2 lessons today. I don't think it's much. I also have a meeting for a 504 today. But yeah, this weekend, or at least today during my planning, what I plan on doing is making a seat chart to group the kids correctly based on like the Kagan standards. So that I'll do during my planning time. And then I also got a lesson plan. I haven't touched the lesson plan for next week yet, so that I have to do. What else? I don't know, I think that's pretty much it. I did want to update you guys. So yesterday I had asked if you're a slides teacher, if you're a teacher who normally and constantly uses slides to like present and do your lessons and everything, how you do it, like in the sense, do you have like one set of slides like per day, and do you like delete those the content that's on the slides and then just redo the content that's on them? Do you do slides for every day and you just save them? So you have like, we have like what, 180 days, so like 180 slide presentations. Do you do it per week and you have like a slide presentation that's ongoing per week? Do you do it per unit where it's like one slide for the whole unit and then it's like that? So I don't know. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I think I've mentioned it before, pretty sure I've mentioned it before, that I'm trying out doing slides. As I'm trying out this solution, I'm noticing that one, it takes a while to create the slides, which I haven't had to like formally create slides since I think college. But even then, not until like high school, when like I was doing presentations and stuff. In college, I didn't have to create slides a lot. Like I created like essays a lot more than slides, so I did that. But here and there, you would still make slide presentations. But okay. So I asked, right, and a lot of the teachers that responded were saying, and I haven't read through all of them, there's like a lot of replies, and I think I've only read like 20 of the replies, but essentially a lot of the teachers were saying that they do it either daily slides, weekly slides, or slides per lesson. And I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work to do. And not to be that person, but when other teachers are saying that work has overtaken their life, in the sense that they do work after school, they have a lot of work to do in the weekend, is it because you're creating slides? Like, and I asked that genuinely, because making slide presentations does take a while. Does it take forever? No. But making a slide presentation does take a while. And if you're doing it every day, every week, every lesson, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of work, and I don't necessarily want to do that. And the reason why I don't want to do that is because, if you don't know, I'm a dual language teacher, and the program that I have in my school is a 50-50 model starting in 3rd grade. So I'm in 3rd grade, so I'm doing a 50-50 model with 2 teachers. My co-teacher does the English framework and the English content that's in our language allocation plan. I do the Spanish side. And if you know anything about teaching Spanish, or teaching in Spanish, it is that there's not a lot of resources out there for us. So I have to create a lot of the activities, a lot of the worksheets, a lot of the resources that are on the wall. Like, quite literally, I want to say 95% of the things that are on my wall are things that I created. So for me, hearing that people who do slides, they do slides like every single day for every lesson or every week and everything, and I'm hearing that and I'm like, I don't know if I might have time for that, because I barely have time right now for lesson planning and lesson prepping. And again, I set boundaries for myself, so I'm not working past a certain time. I'm not taking work at home. Like, I'm not that type of person. And I also have to be planning for 2 separate groups of time and parking. I have to plan for 2 separate small groups because I teach 2 classes, so I have to prep and plan small groups for my morning session and then my afternoon session. And a lot of the things are going to be the same, don't get me wrong, but at the same time we know that the kids are different, so they're going to need different activities based on their needs. So that's going to take a lot of my time. So yeah, I'm still not sure about the whole slides thing. If the past 2 days that I've done it, I've liked it. So it's not a question of liking the slides. It is a question of, do I want to put the time and energy to create them, you know? So that, we'll see if I do. Alright, so just to let you guys know what I'm doing right now, my kids are in library, so it's my extra planning time. So I'm adding the kids' names to the Pizza Hut dashboard for Book It. And if you guys don't know what that program is, it's been around for a long time. I remember when I was in school, like elementary school, that was still a thing. And essentially, there's this reading log every month, and if you pass whatever goal your teacher puts for the whole for the class, you get like a coupon for a free personal pizza. So it's like those small personal pizzas, and I find that that just helps some of the kids get motivated to read. Not all of them do it, but at least some of them really do want to get that coupon so they can have the free pizza. So even if it helps just one kid, I still set it up every year and have it for them. All right, updates. So the bucket program doesn't start until October. So I did add the kids' names on it, but I don't have any trackers for September because it starts in October. So what I'm doing right now, I still have about 20 minutes left for my plan. I am going to figure out what I want to do for my iReady challenge. So basically, we do iReady, so the kids do iReady lessons, and they have to pass like 45 minutes each week. But as an extra incentive, we also do an iReady challenge with the lessons. So we're tracking how many lessons they're passing per month, and the top 3 kids that pass like the most iReady reading lessons, and the top 3 that pass the most iReady math lessons get a prize. And yeah, so I just got to figure out what I'm putting outside my door to like track that. Okay, so I've got it laminated, and I'm about to use this to cut the outside lamination. Hey everyone, so I was editing the videos for the week, and I realized that I didn't even record anything yesterday after school finished, and honestly, a big part of that is because we found out some crazy news. So apparently, some people from the United States Department of Education are coming to my school, and they're in my classroom as well, to view our dual program on Tuesday. That's happening, you know? So that was the biggest news. But Friday went well. We had, obviously, I'm pretty sure you saw my morning. In the afternoon, students finished testing, most of them anyways. I think I still have just 1 or 2 that have to finish their online tests, but I still have benchmarking to finish. I didn't benchmark anyone yesterday. I didn't have time for it. What else happened? I did give my students an exit slip about nouns that I'm not going to grade until I get back in the building, and I'll grade it during my planning and everything. But they have that, so hopefully I'm able to put that in as a grade, but that just depends on what standards my district has on the report card. But yeah, so we'll see how next week goes. I'll still vlog it. I don't know how much you'll see on Tuesday, to be honest. I will try to vlog what happened like Tuesday afternoon, like after school. But if not, you'll hear from me on Wednesday. Wednesday will be normal. But yeah, so I'm gonna sign off. If you've been watching this whole time, thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment of anything you want. But yeah, thank you so much. Have a good weekend.